Good morning, student. Welcome to our social studies class. Please get your student book with you and open on page 82. Please listen to the next video. Thank you. Good morning, students. So now we are going to move to Unit 2 in your social studies book, in your student book. So we have people and the physical environment of the communities in the provinces. So we are going to study each provinces that included in this book, and also as well as about Petrobury province because we stay here, so it's very important that we study what do we have here in our province and also what do people do. So in here we will know mountains, we will know coast, we will know highlands and flatlands. So this, in order for you to understand very carefully and accurately, I would like you to get your dictionary and try to search what's the meaning of coast, what's the meaning of highlands, what's the meaning of flatlands. So if there are words that you don't understand in social studies because they are too deep, I would like you to get your dictionary and then write it for translations. So here we have our geography. It is the physical environment that relates to and has an influence on people in the province. So we started with north. So in our regions, that's what I mentioned it to you before. We have six in Thailand. We have the north, we have the south, we have the west, we have the east, we have the central, and then we have the northeastern. So in here, in part of Thailand, the northern Thailands are mountainous areas with low land between the mountains. So we have northern part, you have a mountainous area. You have a lot of mountains, sorry for the light. Mountainous areas. You also have lowland between the mountains. So they are not just up, they are like wave. Okay? So in provinces, in northeastern Thailand mainly consist of flatlands, hillocks, dunes, and hills. So if somebody already went to Loi, or those provinces around there, you can see a lot of hills in that land and also have flatlands a little bit. Okay. And then in central part of Thailand, which we Petrobury is part of central Thailand, are mostly flatland. Yeah, so it's correct, right? We just have rice field. We Everything around us are flats. We have a little bit of the hills, but so little. Also in Kankarshan, we have mountainous areas there, but usually if you are going to see in the map, Petrobury is really flat, and we are near the coast, the sea. So we have here in southern Thailand are mountainous and have coastal areas. Yes, that is around southern is Phuket, that area. And we have provinces in eastern Thailand are highlands, flatlands, and coastal areas. Eastern, yes, that around side going to a little bit upper part of Chunburi. So that's they have highlands, they have flat, and they have coastal areas there. And in the in western part of Thailand, that is Kanchanaburi, mountainous in the north, but are flatlands in the and coastal in a little bit of south of the west. Okay, so that's how part. Sorry about my fingers. Okay, so we have different physical environment of the provinces that affects culture of the people. Okay, so we have different soil, climates, plants and animals, water sources, jobs, ways of life, culture. Actually, this one, it is anywhere. Even here within Petrobury, we have different soil, the soil in Banlem is very different from the soil in Kankachan. So we have different soil. Our climate is also very different. Sometimes it rain in Banlem and it's not raining in Banlat. So that's how, and plants and animals. So we have different types of these things. So it depends about how the way people live. So that's the difference about when we are going to talk about physical environment. That's the difference. When we talk about physical environments, we talk about differences. So everyone is different from one another, right? So maybe Mongkorn is different also um, from the way Jenny live. So it depends. It depends about our environment. We always have differences. So here are differences that we can talk about in physical environment. First, we have mountainous areas. So this one is in Puho, Ampue Puluang Loe province. So this is Loe is around the eastern side of the map. So they have mountains and then rainy. So they have forests and plants. Rain gives nutrients and minerals to the lowlands. Yes. So we need rain. Thus, the lowlands are plentiful and fertile, which makes them an ideal land for agriculture. So they are very rich in rice crops. So they have also a lot of vegetables around there because they are abundant with rains. So in here in Petrobury, yes, we have mountains, but we are not so lucky in terms of rain because sometimes it can be very very dry for the whole period of the year, or maybe in 1 year sometimes we have only 1 month of having rain and then it stopped and then it's very hot. So that's why some of the students were gonna say like, teacher, we have 3 seasons here. It's hot, and very very hot. Okay, so that's how we. So here we also have minerals. Yes. So part we have rocks. Sorry for the light. So we have rocks. The constructions of rocks. This is limestone. This is steel. Okay, so our minerals sometimes in each region or each provinces they are also very different. It's just the same as the soil. It's very different. So the sources of materials will also become very different. So here we have homes. So in Chiang Mai, they have a homes like this. Okay, they still have the old days, but others they also have modern houses there. That's for sure. So, and then the food, they have bamboo shoots and mushrooms, but in all over of Thailand, of course, we always experiments about new delicacies and new different types of foods. We have Western food, we have Asian food. So it depends, okay? It depends about what sources do we have. And we have occupations, of course, because agriculture is very common in north of Thailand. So a lot of people there are farmers. Okay, because that's how they earn money. That's the way of living that they have. They sell fruits, they sell flowers, they sell vegetables, and then they also send it to us, to central part of Thailand or to the south of Thailand. That's how they manage to do living there. So we have here, and of course they also have tourism there. It's very very popular to go to Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai because tourist people they like to go there. Okay, we also have here number 4, we have man-made resource. This is in Tak province, but this dam we also have that here in Kangkachan. Okay, that they use that for electricity. So that's why they are making this, and for the reservoirs, for storing for water and for draining of water. So that's what we have in here, and they use that for energy, so that we will have electricity. So, and we have also here highlands. Highlands, this will be our last topic that we're gonna talk about. So in highlands, in here, they have slopes to drain water. So as you can see, highlands, it looks like this. Sometimes when we have this one also here in Petbury a lot, highlands. We also have that in here. So we have here in Nakhon Ratchasima province. And so in here, in this picture, we have in Songkhla province. This one is in south. And we have Saraburi province. Saraburi near Bangkok. So we have these highlands. You cannot really say that it's really, really high, but you can see there's still plants growing in there and crops and rice, of course. Rice crops, there's a lot in there. So, what would be the influence of the physical environment on people's lives there in these highlands that we have? So, homes in the highland are free from floods. Yes, that's also one of the biggest problem here in Thailand. Floods. That until now I thought that it's not there's no flood anymore. It's because they make the canals bigger and they make it, all the drainage, they make it good. So I thought that it's already finished, but actually there are still some of the provinces experiencing these floods. You know why? It's because the soil of in here in Thailand it's clay. So if it's a clay, it's really hard for the soil to absorb all the water right away. And you don't have volcanoes here. So the soil in here is very different. So the homes have many windows and floors are raised, and the space underneath is used to store agricultural products or materials. So that's how their houses there. It's like the old house in Thailand, made of wood. Okay, so we have food. Food is plenty in highlands because they have bamboo shoots, mushrooms, vegetable, corns, and millet. And then for occupation, most people are farmers cultivating crops like sugarcane, cassava, corn, millet, and pineapple. And also animals, of course, cow farm. Cow farm or also have pig farm a lot. And then highland cassava field in Nakhon Ratchasima province. So that's how people live. So if people who live in around mountainous areas and highlands, usually the occupation that they have are farmers. So peoples are very simple, and they are also a business person that they are importing their products around Thailand. So we stop in here, students. Have a nice day and thank you for listening.